Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
There's a lot of children there that invites a lot of things that, you know, isn't family friendly. I mean, alcohol in of itself isn't family friendly.
Mixed reaction tonight to a request to offer cocktails at local theaters. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. Stephanie is off. It's the second time Marcus Theaters has asked for a liquor license. Last year, it withdrew its application. Valley News Team's Macy Enger looked into what changes you'd see at the movies if the license is approved.
Neil and Lori Olerud agreed to do some shopping, but they disagreed when it came to the movie theater being allowed to serve alcohol.
I see nothing wrong with it, I guess, as long as it's managed correctly.
I just think when you go to the movies, it's a family event. I don't see the need to serve alcohol.
This couple isn't alone. There's mixed feelings across the board.
Judgment's the first thing to go when you're drinking, and there's a lot of children there that invites a lot of things that, you know, isn't family friendly.
If the person is 21 and they're like over the age to drink, they should be able to do it.
If approved, the theater plans to open a restaurant and lounge. It would look similar to its Take 5 lounges at other locations, offering beer, wine, and cocktails. Adults would be allowed to take their beverages into any theater, including children's movies.
We take this type of responsibility and accountability very serious from our perspective. Look, we have kids ourselves, so we want to make sure that we are doing the absolute best and ensuring that the proper compliance is in place.
The company's CEO says they'll ensure the family-friendly atmosphere will remain and say it's no different than serving beer at a Red Hawks game or a restaurant, which also caters to families.
They have a good track record that they've been doing this in a number of other facilities and don't have any problems, and so we'll have to look at that and just see if it's appropriate for Fargo.
Board members say they plan to make a decision on the license at their next meeting in October. In Fargo, Macy Enger, Valley News Live.
Marcus Theaters' proposal included creating a new theater license specifically for cinemas. The CEO says last year, when applying for a license, the company couldn't fit into an existing category since most liquor licenses catered to restaurants or bars. If the theater's liquor license is approved, that would hike the number of varying liquor licenses in Fargo to more than 25. In the past year, the city has been looking to simplify the process. A task force has been approved to look at reconciling past licenses, developing a stronger penalty system, and changing the code.
We'll likely meet once a month with some working meetings as well, so we can really sort out how can we, what's the best price, how many should there be, who should get them, because right now the code is quite complicated.
The task force first meeting will be held in early October. A Polk County woman says that she was the victim of a sexual assault, but she's the one charged. Christina Schmidt says she was charged with assault after her boyfriend was stabbed while he was trying to rape her. Court records say it happened in this Crookston apartment building in December of 2013. Schmidt claims that the man tried to force himself on her and scratched and gouged her genitals with his fingernails. She says they were both drinking at the time and doesn't remember stabbing him. The man suffered non-life-threatening slashing wounds.
I just started trying to do whatever I could to get him off of me, and my daughter was laying right there in her bouncer crying, and I couldn't get him off. I'm a victim, and I'm being treated as if I'm the perpetrator.
The prosecutors in the case declined to comment. The trial is scheduled to begin on Monday. Well, today was National Tattoo Story Day. Thousands of people taking to social media to share their stories on what's behind their ink. Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood talked with someone right here on our news team who talked about the message that goes far beyond the skin.
A trending topic is buzzing around town. For some, it's their first time.
I'm really nervous. I got a really low pain tolerance, but I'm expecting it to hurt, but at the same time, I'm expecting it to be one of the greatest things ever because, I know that it'll be worth it in the end.
Others are veterans.
We were always a little bit scared.
And are right here at Valley News Live.
Well, it kind of feels like you're being scratched really hard over and over again.
Nicole Johnson, crime and safety reporter, has 5 tattoos, and each one has a story.
These are my 1 and 2. I don't know which one he started with.
Her back?
I think it ended up taking like a little over an hour.
Foot.
It's a Bible verse.
And wrist.
It's faded a little bit, but I got that one retouched up one time.
All are stories that lie beneath the ink, some for themselves.
I think it's part of my identity. Like if I looked in the mirror and didn't see my tattoos, I might not recognize myself. Like when I see pictures of myself, sometimes that's how like I know that that's me.
And sometimes to remember those lost.
You know, that it's just for my grandpas who like really meant like the world to me and my family, so.
For this National Day, it begs the question, where do you want your next tattoo?
I don't want any tattoos on my neck or my forehead.
In Fargo, Christine Stanwood, Valley News Live.
The hashtag National Tattoo Story Day was created by NBC for its new show Blind Spot. It's an action show premiering next Monday, 9 p.m. after The Voice. Meanwhile, do you have a tattoo worth sharing? We want to see it and hear the story behind it. Share it on our Facebook page and join the conversation. And while you're there, like Valley News Live, you'll be able to follow stories like these and many more throughout the entire day. No sign of a kangaroo. In fact, one of the searchers tonight was injured. That's the update from Hatton, North Dakota. About a half dozen people continued to look for what's believed to be a stray kangaroo. Gloria Whippler is the owner of the state's only registered kangaroo in North Dakota. She and her family live in the general vicinity and have a pet kangaroo named Leo. Leo is being used to try and attract the stray kangaroo. Meanwhile, the woman who fell off her horse as she searched for the kangaroo, she was taken to the hospital in Grand Forks tonight after injuring her back. Gloria told me she, Leo, and other searchers hope to look again tomorrow night near the Hatton Sewage Lagoon. It appears that tomatoes were the source of a salmonella outbreak that left dozens sick after visiting Chipotle restaurants in Minnesota. The Minnesota Department of Health says investigators are working with state and federal partners to trace the tomatoes back to the farm of origin. Chipotle says that since they switched suppliers for its tomatoes, a grand total of 64 cases in 22 locations have now been officially linked to the outbreak. 9 people have been hospitalized. All are said to be recovering. 108,000 UND alumni across the country have received a postcard regarding the vote on UND's nickname. The postcard reminds alumni in order to take part in the vote on UND's new nickname next month, they need to make sure their email contact information is up to date. If you already received emails from UND's Alumni Association, you do not need to do anything. Everyone will receive further updates on the voting process via email, and you'll be able to vote on time. We have a link to information regarding all of this online. Just go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. An 8.3 magnitude earthquake has struck near the central coast of Chile tonight, sparking fears of tsunami waves as far as Hawaii. The earthquake struck north of Santiago. It's the strongest quake to hit that area in more than 100 years. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said tsunami waves measuring about 10 feet higher than the tide level are possible for some coasts along Chile. Hawaii is currently under a tsunami watch.
Valley News Live 10 at 10 continues with No Wait.